out there really get jealous of you. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Your own people, the one next to you.
Yeah, and they can't move no more because every little move she do, the TMZ is in their face.
Bro, she done bought all that. Imagine she married to one of the greatest basketball players ever, the greatest shooter ever. All that come with that.
Right.
And you sitting at home blasting out that you unhappy.
Well, yeah.
No, that's disrespectful.
You know what? She done shopped out. She done went all the shopping. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? She done shopped out. She done traveled out. Now she's sitting there bored as hell, man, because she done did everything she could do.
Ain't that disrespectful? Meanwhile, the man going to the gym at 3 a.m. for 30 years straight.
Every day, all day.
For 30 years straight.
All right, got it.
Flushing that shit down the toilet.
We gotta get raw.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are back with another episode 2 of season 2. We got CP in the building. We got my boy Uncle Ramon in the building.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, boy, Aramis, the NBA journalist in the building. NBA journalist in the building. You already know what it is. You know what to do. So, I recently just looked at YouTube right now after I uploaded my video last week. It got over 26 views right now. Big numbers. I love it. We got like at least 1 or 2 likes on that video. That's good. That's love right there.
Yeah,
you got showing love. So here it is, part 2. You know, you seen the thumbnail. You see what the title is. You know what we're gonna get into. We all got our notes. We all gonna take turns, speaking as much time as we have on the show. We gonna, we're gonna get into it. Talk about Kareem Abdul Jabbar, and then
the captain.
The captain. But with all being said, this is the Bachelor for Knowledge. I'm your co-host Aramis,
Ray,
CP,
and let's get right into it. All right, man, fellas, what's going on, man? What is the move for today? What's going on?
All right, so hold on, Aramis. You have to properly give the captain a proper introduction. So if you would go through, you can't have a podcast without introducing the man with all his accolades. And let's give us a rundown.
I got
Give us a rundown. You got to always start off with whatever the host or the topic. They got to give the proper accolades, and then we can break it down. So I'm gonna give you back the floor so you can reintroduce the captain correctly, because he's worthy of all the praise that we're about to give him today.
All right, now this is my first time reading a all-time great Kareem Abdul Jabbar, who's a center, who was born April 16, 1947 at the age. He went to college at UCLA, high school with Power Memorial in New York. He was drafted by the Bucks, first round pick, first round overall. 1969 NBA draft. NBA debut was October 18, 1969. Hall of Fame. Inducted as player in 1995. Career length 20 years. He was a Hall of Famer, 19 All-Star, 2-time scoring champ. 1975 to 76 champ. He was a 4-time BOK champ. What is the what's the BOK champ? What's that?
Blocks. He was 4-time leading NBA in blocks.
Blocks. Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, BOK is blocks.
Blocks, and then he was a 6-time NBA champ. 15-time All-NBA, 11 times
rings.
Six rings.
6 rings, yep.
He was 11-time All-Defensive, 1969 to 70 All-Rookie, 1969 to 70 Rookie of the Year. He was a 2-time Finals MVP, 6-time MVP. He was part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team.
Mm-hmm.
He was a 2-time NBA MVP.
Mm-hmm. Yep, MVP.
And then as far as points wise, his summary, he averaged 24.6, 11.2, and 3.6 in his whole career.
Okay, let me add to that just so we can get clarity on the average points. He actually scored 38,387 points in his career, and he played 1,560 games. He had 17,444 rebounds. Just to add to what you had, plus what he had 3,189 blocks career.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually insane, man. I didn't know about that until today, man. I'm like, that damn, dude.
38,387 points career in the NBA with 3,189 blocks. He had 5,660 assists as the captain, the big man.
With no 3-pointers.
With none.
Yeah. I was actually talking about that. If you guys watched last episode, I was pretty impressed on how the rules were back then when Kareem was playing, and there was no threes. So when my co-host Uncle Ramon, tell me about him scoring 100 points, I had to look it up. I had to because there's no way in the world a player can average.
No, wait.
Oh,
So wait. Let's clarify, because when Kareem played, eventually they did switch to the 3-pointer.
Okay.
But when Wilt Chamberlain played, there was no 3-pointer. So we're gonna go over Wilt later, but we'll get to Wilt in a minute. I got his numbers too, but Kareem played in both eras where it was like at first was no threes, then they switched to threes. But let's remember the biggest thing, without getting away from, and then I'll make sure we pass around. But since I'm already talking now, the biggest one thing in addition to these stats, which is crazy to begin with, when he came into the league, he changed the face of the NBA because they outlawed dunks.
Right.
Wow.
When he was rebounding as a layup, because he was so tall, he would just dunk it in, where everybody else was doing layups. Right. So then they just felt like it was unfair because he was just so dominant, at the time. And nobody, the only people that really could challenge him, and did you guys get a chance to see the links that I sent in the chat yesterday? So if you look at one of the links in the chat, he was saying that, so when the era of basketball started, Bill Russell was first. We already know Bill Russell got 11 rings, the whole thing. So he was like the first one to come along. And then he took the guard of, some people say it was like Uncle Tom and all that because he wasn't really a rebel, but he was really a smart businessman, and he was more of a team and a captain, just like CB said that they called Kareem the captain. But actually, Kareem studied from Russell, because Russell was first. And Kareem said in the documentary that, and if you guys go back and review it, in the interview, he said, well, I studied him because he was just a big dude, the big center, but he was real smart and businessman, and he had everybody around him for leadership and captain. Right. So Kareem said he studied that, and that was how Wilts came. And then when Russell, and then Wilt came along. Mm-hmm. And Wilt was like a man child. He was like the freakish athlete that nobody couldn't defend. This was a problem. So then Kareem was saying when he came in the league, Russell was towards the end of his career. So he got a little bit of that from that. And then Wilt came in, but after Real Russell, but right before Kareem came in, and they said, so Kareem said when he started to learn the game in his first year coming into the league, the guy amongst everybody was Wilt. And he was saying, so when he changed Wilt, he had to change his game because Wilt was so dominant. Wilt was the most dominant physical dude, period. And so Kareem was saying, I had to learn and adjust my game because of Wilt. He said if it wasn't for Wilt, he wouldn't be who he is. So when he got to do the sky hook and things of that nature, he took the sky hooking because he couldn't dunk, first of all. So let's just put that out there. Then he had to perfect it because the first person to challenge the sky hook, and Kareem is 7'1", or whatever, 7'2", was Wilt, because Wilt was actually blocking the sky
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So just imagine the man coming from this way, flicking it, and the dude getting up and blocking that. So he had to perfect it with more of an arch to get more upside on the ball. And that made it indefensible to this day. So that's because so if you look at it, and it's just my opinion, that is the greatest shot ever.
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 Yeah,
And I'll just
Ever.
stop with that.
Unstoppable. I'm telling you, ever.
Unstoppable.
Ever. You know what I'm
Ever.
saying? I don't care what era you played in, the shot is still unstoppable. So it's not like, oh, well, he couldn't do that shot in this era, because athletes or whatever. No, I don't care how good of an athlete.
shit.
Wilt was probably the greatest athlete to ever play the NBA,
If you
actually,
put,
Wilt.
listen, I'll say it.
And they couldn't block it.
If you put any of the players who had a phenomenal shot, or
Yeah.
or if they had some type of like scoring ability where it's unguardable and you couldn't stop.
Yeah.
No, but nobody in the NBA did this generation is guarding it. I'm sorry.
Nobody, bro. Nobody
Nobody
can
is
even
doing all
do
that.
it. The matter of fact, the shot itself was so goddamn incredible. He made it look simple, right?
Exactly.
But with the arc he came with
Mhm.
and the eye level and all that he has with the ball on that arc, bro,
Yeah.
no one can do that shot. You know what I mean? People have tried it. I've seen LeBron try it a couple of times in the game. Even when dudes try it in the game, and the commentators are still label it like, oh, that's the Kareem hook shot. Bro,
Yeah,
if you look at that
all the
shit,
while.
it's nothing like it.
It's
But I'm just
nothing
saying,
like
back
it.
to my point, is just the shot itself was incredible. So incredible that no one has duplicated it
To this day. To this
to this
day,
day.
bro.
This day,
Now
I
you would
haven't.
think an unblockable, unguardable shot that was that
Yeah.
devastating and that effective on the court, you would think today's greatest athletes, you know what I mean, as
Mm-hmm.
their label,
Mhm.
would be able to duplicate that shot.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a few players try to attempt
Try
to
it and it looks
try.
nothing like it.
It look. But the thing is, because I'm like, because at first I was clueless of what the hook shot was. I was clueless of what it was. So then I just I looked it up and I was like, oh, so that's how it's supposed to look. And then I replayed the actual NBA game. And I seen that same player doing it. I'm like, yeah, that ain't that, man.
Look, there's a hook shot that dudes try that people even try on the playground. Hell, we've all tried a hook shot,
Hey,
right?
I tried it before. That shit was wacky. I'm like, God
Whack.
Yeah,
But listen, that's a hook
damn.
shot.
yeah,
Uh,
This is the
yeah.
what
Most
people need to differentiate is that this is the sky hook. See what I'm
skyhook.
saying?
Skyhook,
The
Right.
not a
hook
hook
shot
shot.
and a
Yep.
sky hook, they're
I
Two
mean,
different
cousins,
things.
but they're damn sure not brothers or twins. You know what I
most,
mean?
DP,
Oh,
They're
most of the
cousins
time,
though.
when people do the hook, they come
They
from way back here and
That's
try
what
to
I
look
was
it.
saying. Yep.
That's what they do. Oh, that's the sky hook. But what
Yep.
happens is Kareem get it and he brings it straight up
Up.
and
Yeah.
then flick it like a
Yeah.
shot. Just like you take a shot like this, he
Exactly.
just comes up like this and flick it.
Yep.
And like you said, a hook. It's a sky hook, but his hand actually goes straight up, just like you go up with a basketball like this. He
Yep.
just come from the side and go straight up like this, and then he
People
might
get
angle it and flick
confused. People get
it.
confused. They think they doing a hook shot and a sky hook, totally different thing.
Two
That's why
different
it was
things.
so the way he shot it and the way
yeah.
he made that shot. Yeah, he's 7'2", but the way he shot it made
Yep,
it impossible to block. Because like Ramon just said, he went straight up like he's taking a jump shot
yep,
right when he encountered the defender or right when he made his move. So
yep,
he's already 7'2". He go up, the shot go up, he extend, you extend. Who blocking
yeah,
that? Who
yeah,
blocking
no.
that?
And he probably
Nobody.
had at least what a 50-inch
Nobody was blocking
wingspan or
that.
some old shit.
Right. Right. Who blocking that? You
Yeah,
ain't even having time to block it. Now, if he
yeah,
brought it back like a hook shot,
yeah,
yeah, shit, you might get
yeah,
that blocked by a guard. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Because
Because all you
the
got to do is
trajectory is
read the
low.
ball and go up then and try to block it. But that hook shot was, I mean, that sky hook was a
It's a
mean
mean
thing,
thing.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir. So, Aramis, what else did you get out of? I want to hear because we have the basketball truth and knowledge stage because we have old guard and new guard. So the
Right.
new guy will be your era. So I want to just really give you the floor to see really that when you took the time out to try to understand and see some of the accolades that this player did, because this ain't LeBron. And I know you're a LeBron guy. And LeBron, we give LeBron his props. We give LeBron his props and all that, because the one thing I can say would keep LeBron in the top is because LeBron is the only player to even touch any of these accolades that
Right.
have Kareem did, which LeBron passed Kareem's scoring record of 38,387 points in 2023 season. LeBron passed that,
Right.
which was 2 years ago. And LeBron has been in the league how many years now? 22 years?
22,
This
22.
is
22
year
years.
23.
It's
This is
23.
22 years.
23.
It's
23. Now, me and Aaron was talking about it last night, or before we got. I don't remember last night we was talking about it. Remember, LeBron passed Kareem 38,387 points
Exactly.
without playing any college. So he came in from as a rookie, straight out of high school. Kareem played all 4 years of college, and then he became into the NBA. So that just to show you that even with and LeBron is the greatest era player. Let's make
Right.
sure we correct that. Era player, current era player. Period. We ain't gonna go into that Jordan talk and all that.
No, we ain't gonna
I'm
do
just
that
keeping.
today. It's too
I'm
early.
gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that off. But he is, in all fairness, the greatest era player.
Of all
Period.
time.
Of all time, and this era. Now, when you go back to Kareem, and then now we can talk about Kareem and Jordan here. Let's talk about Kareem and Jordan. Let's just take LeBron to the side. So now, with that being said, people say that Jordan was the greatest player ever, but then we just go down this man Kareem's accolade, and then how can we go? Because I bet you if I go down the Jordan's era or Jordan's career, he might, his going to be comparable, but I don't think he
Right.
outdid Kareem in every
Right.
stat, and that could be for another day. I'm just putting down into perspective. So without all that, and Kareem is not as flashy, and he just a regular dude, and he got that mentality from Bill
Right.
Russell. Remember when we first started this conversation, he
Right.
took the business hard cap attitude and learned how to navigate the game because of Bill Russell. Because you got to remember the media and everything, how you operated. We were still in a segregated world.
Yep.
Right.
So you had to move different. You couldn't just be and all of that LGBTQ
You
shit that we
damn sure
doing
had to
today.
move different.
That shit ain't gold. That again, you had to earn and build up to that. So he had to
Yeah.
learn how to navigate and be a leader, a captain, and he was still a black man. And Bill
Yeah.
Russell taught him that. So with that, we look at that like that's just the business, everyday business guy, corporate guy, but he
Right.
had to be because the era he was in. So we have to keep that in mind. So now when you manifest later and we go later and later, you had a Jordan, you had a Magic, you had a LeBron, and you had more where some players they were saying, well, he's a rebel and he this and that. You couldn't be that guy back then because black folks
No.
wasn't even really allowed in the league.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that in perspective. And then when you have that, so this man, Kareem never had Kobe joint where the broad in the hotel and no allegations and
Right.
you never have none of that bullshit with a
Nah,
Kareem.
hey, you had to move real different back then.
Yes, and Kareem still to this day, so he's seen it all.
Yeah.
And so then, and a lot of it, the media controls the hype of what a player's can be, but the stats don't lie.
Right.
Yeah. I want to double back before I read off Kareem's his whole career of basketball real quick. Uncle Mo, you brought up MJ and Kareem. I brought the comparison between those two as far as their overall stats and their awards of honor. So if we run down overall stats, games played, Kareem had more games played. He had 1,560.
Yep.
MJ had 1,072. Points per game. MJ had 30. He had 30. Kareem only had 11.
No, points per game, Kareem had 24.6.
Oh, my bad. Yep, yeah, you're right. That was completely different. Different roles.
11.2 was the rebounds per game. He
Yep,
averaged 11.2 rebounds per game.
yep. And then MJ had 6.2 sort of rebounds. Assists, Kareem had 3.6. MJ had 5.3. Steals, Kareem had 0.9. MJ had 2.3. Blocks per game, MJ had 0.8. Kareem had 2.6.
So
Field
wait a
goal.
minute, hold on, Amos. Let me just stop you for 1 second. I don't mean to cut
Okay.
you, but
No,
you
you
see
good.
how you see how you're reading the numbers, and obviously the numbers are going to be curved or tainted differently because Kareem played more games. So what
Yeah.
you really have to do is you have to go in and say, okay, if Michael Jordan paid 1,000, what you said, 32.
Mm-hmm.
So then you really have to be fair to say, okay, you have to go maybe ask AI or somebody who can really Google it, be the guru for you. But compare the games to games.
Right.
What was Kareem's average after 1,032 games? And then that will be a real comparison because we're going to compare like to like. Because remember, his career was longer than Michael Jordan. So, of course, the longer your career, the lower the numbers going to get stretched out.
Okay.
So again, you can't if you compare apple to an apple, you have to compare the exact to the exact to be able to say, hey, we're gonna really compare. But most people don't do that because they just look
No.
at career. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And you just have to take it from there. Just like you said, Michael Jordan only scored these many points after this many time, and then you can go back and see what he scores. So we already know that Kareem doesn't have more points,
Yeah.
period, no matter how many games Mike played.
Of course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, as the career gets long, the longevity come. I'm sure Kareem's numbers dropped as he got older because even when he was 40, he was still averaging about what you say, PB? How many was averaging when he was 38, 39, 40? What you think Kareem was averaging then?
Cap was still. I mean, I want to say at least about 18 a game.
Yeah, I
If
would
I
say,
can remember, like back in late '80s, I remember like them last few championships he won, and
mm-hmm.
I guess right before he retired,
Yeah,
he was still giving out work. You know what I mean? The man was still giving out work, man. I'm telling you.
yeah,
Sky Hook was
yeah,
unstoppable still. You know what I'm saying? The man had a ball head with the George Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? The man had all that and was
yeah,
still out there giving work.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what I tell you? What I will tell you, Aramis, is that even Jordan, when Jordan career, when he got traded to the Wizards, he got traded. They was like, oh, we want to redo the thing, whatever the case may be. Um, he still started. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I think the very, very last year they started him and then they maybe pulled him and gave him less minutes, but he started. So then if you
Played
look at
all
Kareem,
82.
yeah, Kareem started as well at 43 years old, just like
Right.
LeBron is doing now. So when people say, "Oh, LeBron is the old man," he's still putting in work and this and that. Them boys did the same thing. There's
Exactly.
no different. Not far starting.
Yep. Yeah. I think for as far as LeBron, like that man. I mean, like you said, like that man was going to start either way. It doesn't matter what team he's on.
Right.
He is going to start. Not only that, he is going to take his part and his role into that team. And what I mean by that is like you saw how he did with. Well, I mean, my with Cleveland when he came in, he was the person who was basically the leader on that just at a young age. But with Miami, it was a little different because he had Chris Bosh and D Wade. But if you go back to when you can go back to when he went back to Cleveland and playing with Kyrie, Tristan Thompson, Jr. and everybody else, like he was that guy to get everybody going. So he kind of coached Kyrie a little bit, just to try to show him, the game a little bit. And then when he went to LA, now that team was just fully his because he can coordinate where his players are going to be, But if he went to a different team, it's going to be the same role. It's going to be the same role. He's gonna do what he can to um be that leader like he has been with LA. He's going to do whatever he can to get some players
Mm-hmm.
to join his to join his style of game. And then because think about it, any player is going to want to play with LeBron. It's King James is LeBron. He's the GOAT in this era. People love to play with him. So
Mm-hmm.
if he gets people to play with him, he will do that 100% because that's just LeBron. And at some point, when you see that team who has never seen the daylight of the NBA playoffs, they're going to beat him because of who? LeBron James and the team he has around him, and the head coach, and then the head coach he has him. Because think about it, if you know all the players that you guys know have had a really good high Q, mindset and the way how like Magic Johnson, it could be other players that you guys know, but I know for a fact that Magic Johnson had that really good IQ. And then when I think about Kobe Bryant, he really had that good IQ because he had that unbroken mentality at a point where he hated when his new players were goofing up, not in the gym not working. This man was a gym rat. He would be literally in the gym, and I've seen ads and videos and anywhere on social media of this man in the gym every single time. I'm like, yo, like, why is he in the gym every single time? Just relax. But I forgot he's Kobe Bryant.
Great.
But so in order for so let me piggyback on what you said there, and you brought up a lot of good points because LeBron, is an all-time great. So by you being an all-time great, it's going to put you in a category where everybody will want to play. And when we have talks and say, well, who's the greatest now, he's going to be in that line of talk because of the body of work that he put in. And then these people that we talking about, Kareem, Wilt, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, these kind of players put up crazy numbers. But at the end of the day, I can't tell you if you look into a little deeper, all of them got there in different kind of ways.
Yeah.
And we can get there. So like when you said Kobe, all of them got IQ. So let's just
all the greats got IQ.
I said that. Yep.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna have some. You might can say Magic had a little bit more IQ than Kobe or LeBron or this and that, but they all have met the level of greatness. Now you got to still have somebody. And like if you look at all three, if you just say those five players: Jordan, Magic, Kareem, LeBron, and Kobe, I would say out of them five, Magic got the highest IQ. And the only reason why I would say Magic, in my opinion, would be because they all got great IQ, so we already established that. But I would only say that because of his position on the floor as the point guard. I got to know as a point guard, that's the floor general in a basketball team, period. I have to know what everybody's supposed to be doing. And then I have to facilitate the offense. I have to make the adjustments, and I got to be able to get the offense going stagnant. And then the next intricate person in that part of it would be the coach. And the coaches still have to rely on the point guard to facilitate and get everybody going, bring the ball up safe. So that's just me as being a basketball IQ guy. That's the highest IQ level on the court, but that's just my opinion. So, but going back to what you said and LeBron, things like that, Kobe, to me, with all of that said, his claim to fame with him was because he was probably the most gym rat of all of them. He studied by saying, hey, let me get in the gym and learn and see how I can defend against each player, playing against each person. That's so I can learn how to defend them. I can still get moves. And that was where he studied in the gym to get the edge. So that's why they called him the gym rat, because that's what he didn't just go to the gym to put up shots. A Steph Curry would be more like that. Right. I'm in the gym shooting billions of shots. So now it's so much muscle memory and I'm at this highest level that it's almost automatic. You know what I mean? And I done got it to where I can shoot that same shot fading or adjusting my kind of, whatever. So each one of them kind of got a different way.
Right.
Kareem was able to do it because the nature of the game. And then, like he said, I had to create a shot that Wilt couldn't block. And
Yeah.
Wilt is the greatest athlete ever to play the game. So you know what I'm saying? So you had different ones. Now, what I was gonna say when I get back to LeBron, with all this said, LeBron is the greatest of his era, and arguably you could say of all time. Which that's another topic of discussion. But
Right.
I believe if LeBron would have played in the Kareem and Jordan era, Bad Boys era, he would have probably been the best player ever to play the game ever. Because to me,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the only thing that hold him back is because he's soft.
Yep.
And when I say soft, I wouldn't say he a big body dude and all of that, but he's still gonna flop and he try to get the call and all of this kind of bullshit. But that's
That's
because
right.
that's because he tried to manipulate the game the way it's being
Call
refereed at
now.
that time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? Look at Jordan. Jordan became the person where we say got a killer mentality. The Mamba was Jordan's baby.
Right.
That was the Kobe was the baby Jordan. He studied Jordan every moves and perfected it, and still became the one of the greatest because he used his accolades to become just like Jordan, and he patterned his game. It's in interviews. It's recognized and known that he patterned his game after Jordan. But what made Jordan even got him over the threshold was because he had to go through the battles with the bad boys, Detroit Pistons. I don't know if you remember that era. Detroit Pistons won back to back with Isaiah and Joe Dumars,
Right.
Bill Laimbeer, and all of these boys who was and back then the NBA allowed the game to be rougher. It was more a
Right.
physical game. So if you'd have had LeBron with his stature come through that kind of growing up and growing pains, he would have been potentially the best player probably ever because he would have been able to come through and wouldn't have been about all of this new era Euro basketball NBA league.
True.
Yep. CP, you want to fill in your opinion on the conversation that I brought up as far as LeBron, starting and this and that. You want to bring up your opinion on that?
Yeah. Just the different eras that
Mm-hmm.
he can play
Yeah,
in, and kind
yeah.
of piggyback. I mean, LeBron could have played in any era. He's one of the greats. The thing about the greats, like I brought up, IQ. All of them's gonna have IQ, right? Every
Mhm.
single last one of them. And just to piggyback, on my opinion, what
Mhm.
I'm saying, I think the IQ, amongst the greats that we're talking about in that circle, I think, I think it's our LeBron and MJ. And honestly, I'll probably give LeBron the edge. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
I like that.
Uh,
I like that.
and I'm just not the only one. If you, I've seen plenty of interviews, plenty of this and that, and you ask, amazingly, of course, players of this era, but still, they're still greats. Like when I interview Steph and people like that, they all say if they had to pick one thing from LeBron, it would be his IQ. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They said it's like playing chess. You know what I mean? Every part of the game, offensively or defensively, he dictates. You know what I mean? He's gonna call out your plays, he's gonna call his plays, he's gonna put everybody in position. And that's what everyone says about him, even his ex teammates. And the reason he's just like a point guard, like Ramon, he would say, yeah, I'm gonna go with Magic because it's point guard skills. You're right. They're supposed to know, blah blah blah, this player about everything about offense and this and that, and get you in the right place. But LeBron does that as well. He's like a point
Mm-hmm.
guard, so he knows where everyone's supposed to be, who to get the ball, how to run the offense. Just like IQ with your point guard. What gives him the edge is he can also do it on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Meaning
Mm-hmm.
not saying he's the best lockdown defender right now, but he's also doing that running and calling plays and dictating everything from the defensive end as far as getting people in position, getting himself in position, calling out everything. So it's a constant non-stop. Jordan was probably the same way, or he was the same way. He had all that. But like I say, even defensive wise, I think Jordan knew where everybody was, right? Of course, defensive knew all that, knew where the rotation. but just I'm still gonna give that edge to LeBron overall. Jordan's right there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Right there. But I just think Jordan took had so much of a toll offensively. Uh, so did LeBron, but Jordan in a different way to
Mhm.
where, yeah, he played defense. Of course, he was individually, he's one of the, top defensive players, probably all time. He won defensive player of the year. But
Right.
I'm just talking about it as an overall concept
Mhm.
defensively. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is coaching all that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
LeBron is
sir.
coaching all that. Jordan might yell at Jack, you supposed to be there, blah, blah. But LeBron is coaching all that, dictating the game from start to finish. And so that, like I said, that's just my opinion on that. And for as LeBron, yeah, he can play in any era. And like you say, coming up in it, if he had came through the 80s and 90s, right? And got that, I guess, that street cred, that
Right.
basketball street
Yeah,
cred,
the
because that's
toughness,
what
that
that basketball
toughness.
amounts to. You know what I mean? That was like the jungle, the trenches. You survive that,
Mhm.
you was still great. You was really great. You
That's
know what I'm
great.
saying? But like he's got that Euro, it's Euro basketball now, and you can't blame him. He's just adapted to that. He's gonna try to get the calls.
Right.
Uh, for the flopping and shit like that.
Yeah.
So he's never gonna get that full respect as that. But he could play. He could play in all different eras. All the greats could play at different eras, man. You know what I mean? People
So let
act like the greats
so
wouldn't
Kareem, let
adjust to what era they're in.
so CP, let me ask you this then, since okay, because we didn't shift to some LeBron getting into the conversation, which is fine because he he
Yeah.
he wanted to. He's the only player that actually put one smear on Kareem's all time stats because he passed him. So that's
Right.
the only player to even get in the topic of conversation with Kareem is LeBron because of the points.
Right.
So now let's tone it down one, and then we go for him, and then we can go around the room. Who wins? So the NBA right now is trying to come up with a situation to make the All Star team game better because right now it's got watered down and this and that. So I read something where they were saying that they were going to bring back to the NBA where everybody play one-on-one basketball. So with that being
Woo!
so with that being said, one-on-one, a short game of horse, not horse, but basketball, like they used to back in the day, you can pull
Right.
clips where they played one-on-one. So with that being said, who wins in a one-on-one game? At the peak of their career, Kareem versus LeBron.
Uh, I would say probably LeBron because of the outside shot. But then again, I don't know. I have to see the format, man. Because listen, how's he gonna stop Cap? You know what I mean?
I'm saying? So the format that the NBA says is going to be the format that they used to have at the All Star game was that it wasn't make it take it. It was you make it and the other person gets the ball. So
Right,
every time you make a shot, whatever. Now, in fairness, what they said that they would do is because for this situation, no 3-pointer.
yeah, yeah,
So
that's
now who
fair.
wins that game? No 3-pointer. If you make a shot, the other person gets the ball. So each player is going to touch the ball no matter what. And you have to at
Man,
least take it out at the foul line. You don't have to go to the 3-pointer. You have to take it out at the foul line
both in
and you
their
defend.
prime, both of them
Both
in
of
their
their
prime.
prime. Both of them, and we pass it around.
Man, I might have to go with the Cap, man. I might have to go with Kareem, man. Cause listen, I've seen tapes of Kareem playing one on one back in the day. Have y'all? I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all had a chance to see any of those clips or ran across them before. The
yes,
NBA actually used to do the one on one. That
yes.
used to be a thing. I don't know if it was the NBA sponsored thing. I actually think it was.
Yeah,
But the top players used to play one on one against each other. And
yep,
I seen one where Kareem was wiping the floor with cats. I think he wiped Dr. J up out of there. You know
yep,
what I mean?
yep,
And so listen, the NBA actually used to do that, man. They used to play one-on-one games.
yeah.
And
One on
so
one.
both in their prime, give me the captain, man.
Wow.
Because if
So
he move his feet and slide over, you know what I mean? What LeBron gonna do? He can
yes,
play
sir.
D, but once Kareem get the ball and he
Yeah.
gets you down low, and you ain't stopping him. If it's
Oh,
make it take it, you might not get the ball back.
Yeah, no, they don't make it take it. This you make it, you got to give it back. So that's what it is. So it's gonna come down to defense.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm giving the edge to Kareem.
What about you? What about you, Aramis? We can't hear you, Aramis. We can't
Can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
Your audio. You got been technical. You got to get your audio
Ah,
back on. But when you get your audio on, just chime back in, Aramis. Your audio is not on. But CP. So they used to, like you said, they used to do that. So then they were
yeah,
thinking about bringing that back. That's a
yeah,
true statement. They used
yeah.
to play 1-on-1
You hear me
And I
now?
do
tell you, I
everything,
seen it where Kareem was wiping the floor with some cats, man.
giving them the business.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Aramis. Go ahead.
All right, so I basically said Kareem. Kareem
Yeah,
is smart already.
because they in a prime, so he
But
can move
okay,
his
well,
feet
what?
over on
But
defense.
Aramis, why do you say Kareem? And you're a LeBron fan, so now here we are, CP. We have a new era guy,
I'm gonna have to
and
go
he's
Kareem
going
just
to an old
because.
school. So this is wait a minute for
This
all of
is
our viewers
breaking
and fans.
news.
This is a
This is break.
yeah, this is historic. This
Sports
is
Center
historic.
breaking news.
This is
when
historic.
I
Give us a
ran
story.
when I looked at Kareem Abdul Jabbar stats lines and the way how he was back then, I don't think I feel like there's only one move. If it make it take it, each time Kareem is going to hit that sky hook each time because LeBron can't stop that. On
Right,
That's
top of
it.
that, Kareem is 7 foot tall. LeBron is 6'9".
He
right.
gonna get a block. He gonna get some blocks. The
You
man
gonna
got
get some
how much?
blocks?
Yeah, he is. But
3,189.
I
He
just
gonna
feel
block
like
LeBron's shot.
I just feel like Kareem is just like I don't know too much about Kareem, but I just know Kareem has the advantage over LeBron despite the height
Right.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it despite the arm length.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, and
And
I
that.
think
All that.
Yeah,
Kareem got
yeah,
that beat. So,
yeah.
but I mean, LeBron is definitely good enough to swiping that ball away
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and getting a slight block where Kareem won't be able to see it.
yeah.
But
LeBron would have to. So, in my opinion, I think Kareem would get it done at the end of the day because of his athleticism.
yeah, I was just
Where
saying,
LeBron would have to play, LeBron would have to be smart because
Yeah.
he would have to use some speed and a little bit of bully ball, a little bit because
Angles.
yeah, angles and he would have to be like okay. He'd have to play. He couldn't be the new. He couldn't be the old LeBron. He would have to play a mix of the new
Yeah.
LeBron because I need to go back and shoot that deep three ball
Yeah. Yeah.
because now I got to bring Kareem out of that restricted area inside the paint
Yeah.
thing. So he would have to use all of his IQ, all of his bag of tricks, and hope that he get a good bounce here and there. That is my opinion because you
No, I
can't.
mean it's the truth. I think he would have to be thinking too much. You know what I mean? Kareem's gonna put you in a situation where you gotta think. Every time you get the ball, he's like, "Damn, I got it. Should I take this angle instead of just getting naturally out there and hooping?" I
Right,
think Kareem is just naturally gonna be out there hooping, taking his
really,
big man, boxing you out, putting you down in the paint, sky
right,
hooking. He just balling. He moving his feet over. He jumping shots. LeBron got to
right.
get the ball every possession. He got to figure out. He has to be clever. You know what I mean with it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
just think that's another advantage that Kareem has. I just feel he's going to play a natural flow of a game. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He's not out there thinking how I'm going to stop this and that. He's just going to move his feet and go for the block. You know what I mean?
yeah. Every time, every time. Emerson, your that's audio is scratching on. You don't know what's good now. Is it my mic? Maybe it's my mic.
Maybe it's me. No.
Oh. But that's crazy. But now let me ask y'all this. So with that being said, in the interview that I put in the chat for us, Kareem said the only player or one of the he said, well, the player that gave him the most problems was Wilt.
Yeah. I mean, man, Wilt
Now
was
look
strong.
what we just said. We just had all of this exercise, talk about LeBron, the greatest of the era, whoop de whoop. And then we know Kareem. We said Kareem would be this now. Here is a player that we just said, you just said, Aramis, that based on the stats and his length and all that, that he would give, and probably because of his height and the hook shot. Now,
Yeah.
with that being said, Kareem said that the player that gave him the most fits was Wilt.
Right.
Mm.
Because Wilt could block the shot.
Man.
They said Wilt has blocked some of the hook shots.
Yeah. Wilt can block the shots, man. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
You know, so do you imagine how high you got to be? He got to be over what, 12, 13, 14 feet in the air to block that hook shot.
Man, listen. Wilt was touching the top of the backboard for
I
real.
don't think
You know
LeBron
what I
got
mean?
that much.
He was getting a quarter off the
I
very
don't think
top.
LeBron got that much bounce to get like to
So
reach.
wait a minute, Aramis, can you research real quick on your computer? How tall is it if you touch the top of the backboard? I don't know how many, because I know the basketball rim is 10 feet.
I think it's 12, 13. Got to be at least 12.
I think it's more than that, because it's got to be, she's saying the backboard only 2 feet tall from the rim. Got to be like, it can't be more than 3 or 4. It's got to be, like you said, between 2 and 4.
You
But
said the
that's,
backboard?
yeah, how tall is it to the top of a regulation NBA backboard? Because, like you said, CP, I think that Wilt could. If you said, what did you just say, CP? That he could touch the? What did you say? The
Man, he
Wilt
can
can.
get a quarter from the top of it. Don't just touch it. He can reach up top of there and grab a quarter off there if he put a quarter on there.
So
Wow.
That's how
okay.
high. You know what I mean?
So to touch a regulation basketball backboard, which is 10 feet off the ground, you would likely need to be at least 6 feet tall with a good jumping ability.
No,
Or
not the rim. We're talking about the top of the backboard, not the rim.
Okay, the top.
Yeah, the top of the backboard. CP was saying that Wilt could jump off and snatch a quarter off the top of the backboard, which means that he ain't barely getting up there. He over there able to see it and grab a quarter and pull it off.
Right.
So you're well above the backboard, the top of the backboard.
Oh yeah. To touch the top of the regulation backboard, you need a maximum vertical reach of at least 13 feet.
So it's
Yeah,
3 feet,
10
3 feet
feet.
above the
yeah,
rim.
yeah.
Your maximum vertical leap. So there is no single height you have
It's
to
13
do
feet.
that.
That's what I was figuring.
Yeah,
For
13.
example,
Yes.
a person with a 9 foot standing reach would need a vertical of at least 48 inches to reach 13 feet, while a person with a slightly shorter stand. So basically, like you just got to be.
You got to be able to jump 13 feet, 13 feet high.
Just
And CP, what you said. So if he's snatching a quarter off the top backboard, he probably can jump a
I've
high
seen
vertical about 14 feet,
About 14.
13 and
I've
a
seen
half.
a player this generation, like a few years back. I've seen somebody who was that tall, and then there was a basketball on the top of the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
And we did had a really tall NBA player. He was a foreign NBA player. He really tall.
Talking about Manu?
Huh?
Manu Bull?
I think it was him. Yeah,
It had to be
Yeah,
Manu.
Manu Bull was 7'6", 7'7",
Yes.
some old shit like that.
he was
And
able
he
to
wasn't
grab the
real.
ball
He wasn't
off the top.
athletic.
It's
Like
like,
he wasn't real athletic. He was just long. He was
He
long
was
as
super
hell.
long.
yeah, that nigga was able to grab the ball like this and just carry it like that, and just boom, ball.
Yeah. But that just show you that, you know, we giving Kareem all his accolades in the world, but at the end of the day, you know, and this is not my opinion. This is factual. This is what Kareem said in the interview on what I said in the chat, that he said that, you know, the player that gave him the most problems was Wilt, and he had to become a different player because he said that Wilt was so athletic. He said, like I said, Wilt was probably the most athletic player in the history of the game. And that's
Right.
including LeBron, any other body, what he was. And so now we have Kareem, who got the greatest stats in the history of the game, because I don't think nobody's stats can match him. And we're not even Jordan. because we just
Right.
put Jordan on there. Jordan's stats don't match to Kareem's, even though Kareem played longer, but that ain't his fault because at the end of the day, longevity is part of the career. So we can't disregard
That's
that
true.
because you know what I mean. Don't be mad at me because I was
Yeah.
able, and that's fairness to LeBron. Don't be mad at me because I was able to play 20 plus years in the NBA and still could probably play another two or three.
That's true.
Kareem played till he was 43, and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm tired," because he could have played another 2 years while we bullshitting.
I don't know, man. Cap was running real low at that.
Hey, but you know what though? So CP, listen to this. That's not a starter. He could have changed the game to some man and say, "I'm gonna become a journeyman, and come off the bench," and he could have filled
True.
anybody with some minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As a starter, no, but I mean, he could have been seventh man off the bench, and that's a hell of a seventh man coming off your bench to fill in some minutes when the young
That's
boys get
true.
up and down. That
That's
just
true.
like that's just like okay. So listen to this. That just like you got KD. KD went to your Houston right now, which is going to be a problem. That's another conversation. That's going to be.
I just seen it. I just seen this man signed he signed
90 million. So he happy.
you have 2 year deal extension for 90 million and the deal includes a player option in
30 piece a
2027 to
game coming because he
2028.
happy. He got his
What?
money.
You gonna kill him?
Hey,
And
hey,
listen, they was
he in
they was
H
saying,
Town. Hey, he in H Town living for one. You know what I mean? And he got his money. Man, that man happy right now.
go crazy, go crazy. We gotta talk about that on the next one because I probably that's a whole. What I was bringing up KD for was because at the end of the day, when he first came to Houston. They were saying that they can just use him because them boys so young and can run up and down. They don't
True.
even need him till the fourth quarter.
Nah, well, I mean, we're gonna play him, but hey, just
They ain't gonna play him that much though because
nah, playoff time.
yeah.
We
They
trying
gonna say him
to,
for playoff time because they know that nigga is a really good player to have in playoffs.
yeah.
In the
Oh,
playoff.
kill him. But I was segueing using the KD scenario because at the end of the day, you could have had Jordan if he chose to, but even Kareem at 43. Like you said, we just said when we started the show off, we said Kareem in his last year was averaging what, and you probably could check it. He probably was averaging between 16 to 19 points
Yeah,
per game
yeah,
as a
yeah,
starter. So now, if he said, "Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sign 2 more years," and he happy like KD, you telling me that he couldn't drop down to seventh man and put work
right. He
in
could.
that fourth quarter with
Yeah,
the sky hook? We down the stretch and we need a bucket.
yeah. Nah, he definitely could.
Definitely could. So
No
like
doubt about it.
like I say, so with that being said, I just feel like that. I'm glad that we had opportunity to highlight the show, the new era, especially for you, Aramis, and you being a representation for the new era, that the abilities that this man possessed on the court.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you want to say? Say, PP, what do you want to feed into that?
No, man. I mean, it's good to keep him alive, keep his name alive. I mean, he's alive, obviously, but I'm saying just keeping his name alive because if you didn't know any better, you would just think that it was Jordan and LeBron. You know what I mean? That's all the names people bring up. Yeah, Kobe lately, but that's just because Kobe died.
Yeah.
Kobe is not in the GOAT conversation. I'm
No,
sorry. You know
no,
what I mean?
no,
That's just because
no.
he
Hell of
died,
a
and
player. Hell of a
his
player, but
stock
not.
elevated even more.
Yeah.
Great player, not in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
But people forget about Kareem, or just flat out don't bring his name in there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like, man, if you look at the totality of this man's career, you know what I mean? And I mean, this was the guy. You know what I mean? So, keeping his name alive, especially with people that didn't get to see him play, I think is a good thing because it's deserved. And if you're a fan of the game, and new era, old school, whether you're young, old, whether you whatever age, if you go back, this man's stats and accolades match up to where you can't do anything but respect him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you, Aramis? What about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, this, and I love you brought this conversation up because this is right in my ball game too a little bit. I've always want to have a chance to explain to explain to the fans and people who are watching basketball right now is that you wanna not keep talking about the greats who came before LeBron, Curry, KD, Russell Westbrook, and a lot of the vets we have now. So when you're regarding a GOAT conversation or who should belong in the top 5, top 10, or even the top 20, you wanna put some respect on some of these greats who came before,
Yeah, no doubt.
and not only that, but like as of us talking about Kareem, like I don't think until today's game, ever since LeBron passed up Kareem, nobody like continued to talk about how great he was. Same thing with with Kobe. Ever since he's passed, he's been no longer in a top 5 or no longer in a GOAT conversation between it. Because right now, what's the biggest thing right now? MJ and LeBron.
Right.
Nigga, LeBron is still playing.
Yeah.
Let's wait till he's done with his career, and then we can finalize, whatever or not. But if you go to Shaq, like if you ask Shaq, in his mind, I feel like I don't know if he would technically say this, but I feel like he would say, um, um, MJ is the GOAT for him. I would say,
He will. He say go. He says Kobe,
well,
uh,
yeah, Kobe,
but
yeah,
he
because
publicly. But Shaq no. Shaq
yeah, Shaq,
Shaq
yeah,
no. I
yeah.
mean Shaq played there. Shaq no.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why that's why I said that. That's why I said like some and some vets, like before LeBron came in, or before LeBron was even in the picture, they will all say, because they've all played against the Black Cat, like
Yeah.
the
They know the
Air
black cat
Jordans.
reigns supreme. Period.
Exactly. They've all witnessed it, and they've all seen like, this is a creature. We just created a monster right here.
Right.
Right,
This
right.
the GOAT, the MJ. You feel me? And then when we came across Kobe, and then when we came across LeBron, and a lot of people who are witnessing a spectacular moment where he's coming out of high school. Same
Right.
thing with Kobe. We never thought that this would happen again with our player. Like Carmelo, he came out of high school too. No. Yeah,
No, no. Carmelo
he
played one
came
year
out
at
of college.
Syracuse.
He came out of college,
Mm-hmm.
but then LeBron came out of high school around the same year as Melo. But
Right.
but
Now,
but
now,
that's
now, 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 let me just add this to that, Amos. Now
okay.
you can't come out of high school.
Who?
They changed the rule now. Okay, man. They changed the rule now to say, because when they had all the players coming out of high school, it was a floodgate. So the
Yes.
fortunate and unfortunate was, we talk about some of the greats who made it: LeBron,
Yeah.
Kobe, Garnett. You know, these are ones of the greatest that made it. But there's a man. We can go
A
have another show
ton.
on that. There's a
Yeah, we
whole
can do a
slew of
whole
them
show on
Yeah,
that.
we'll do that next
that
Sunday.
didn't get nothing. They
The
was
people
trash
that came out of high school and didn't make it.
and didn't
Oh
make
my
it.
God. Yeah, we can do a whole
Okay.
show on that.
Well, something on that,
Yeah,
bro.
100%.
But
Yeah, we can
but
get
but
right
my
into it.
point I was trying to tell you is that that's fine. And then what happened was, when they was allowing them to go out. Remember, we talked about it, Amos, when they were allowing them to go out of high school. At first you couldn't, and then Moses Malone was the first person that they allowed to come out of high school,
Yeah.
because he had a hardship. That was in, I think, the 1970s. He was the very first person that came out of high school, and he did it for a hardship. He was saying, my family was economic, whoop, and all that and so forth. And then that opened the floodgates. And like I said, it really was a floodgate, because like CP said, it was a lot that came out that was trash.
Woo, I didn't even
A
make it.
lot, a lot. And a lot of them people, and like I said, that's another story. I don't even want to get down, because we can tell you why. And the thing about it is, you can't take a person who not used to nothing and give them a whole lot, because they will
Right.
kill themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But anyway, that with that being said, then the league, the NCAA and the NBA went in partnership to say, okay, so now we gonna fix it, and they said now you have to go to college for 1 year. So now that's
Yeah.
how you have all the kids come out of college for 1 year, and you don't hear nobody else come from high school because they're making you go to college for 1 year because it was taking the college basketball away. And then that was the funnel. The funnel through was being tampered with, and it
Right.
took away from the college game. So now you can't go straight out of high school no more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but that's the way it happened, and that's why you had the one and done. Now you hear the term one and done. You go in there 1 year of high school, college, and you're done. So that, but they don't allow that no more. They stopped that because NCAA got in bed with the NBA and said we're not going to allow that no more because it's taking the game away from the NCAA. And then they try to say that hey, you go to you're supposed to go to college to get an education, not just as a pit stop. But even though they still allow them to be a pit stop, you know what I'm saying? And you go from there. So, but anyway, so we almost at 1 hour. We at 1 hour, so let's try to wrap
Yeah.
it up because football game has started, but it's okay. We talking about football
That's
season,
fun.
so
That's
let's
fun.
talk
Be
about this last
crazy.
thing. The last thing
Yeah.
I want to touch on before we all get out of here. What do
Yeah.
you? I want everybody's opinion, and Airbus. We can go. We can get to you too. Did y'all watch or did you watch the fight scene with Kareem and Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
CP, you take it away. Can you give our audience and all of our
Yo,
fans a
listen,
preview of the history
fans. We're
about the
talking
fight
about
scene?
well, first of all, we're talking about Enter the Dragon, the movie with Bruce Lee and Kareem was in it. If you didn't know, Kareem was also in a few movies back in the day. He was in some well known movies. Of course, he was an actor. He was able to do other things besides basketball. You wouldn't think so because of his quiet demeanor, but actually, acting actually brought out a little bit more, a lot more of his personality. But that's another topic for another time. But that fight scene is amazing. If anybody watching hasn't seen that and want to know what we're talking about, again, the movie is called Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee, Kareem, two goats. You know what I'm saying? That's two goats right there. You know
Two
what I
go,
mean?
two
and,
go.
and a good movie, man. That fight scene is something epic, man. I would suggest everyone check the movie out, check the fight scene out. You can probably just YouTube the fight scene, Google it or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yep.
If you don't want to watch the movie, and Aramis, you got to check it out if you hadn't had a chance to check it out.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna check it out
And
because you guys
I
because
put
you
it in.
guys
I
got
put it in
me.
our group chat, Chairman. So if you can
Yeah.
copy that link and put it in our thread here for our subscribers and viewers to see. It's
Oh
the dude
yeah.
is interject, and I put it in our group chat. So you definitely want to check that fight. It's a 4 minute scene. The fight lasted 4 minutes. A 4 minute scene.
All right, but yep. I'll try to figure out how I can get that going. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out because you guys got me you guys got me pumped to go to go watch it. I'm like what I might as
Yeah,
well
you
check
got
it
you
out.
got to
Check
you
it
got
out.
to
See
watch that, bro. So
Hey,
like
just
CP
watching that
said,
scene, they're gonna have some people that's gonna, if you never even seen it, I don't care what your generation you are, some people are gonna elevate Kareem to the GOAT of all time for
man,
Shit,
that.
I'm
listen,
gonna go watch it. What you mean?
Well, you gonna watch, you gonna be like,
I'm gonna
damn,
go
this
watch
man
that
is
show.
the GOAT. I ain't
yeah,
never seen Jordan would never. I ain't seen him in LeBron never. This man is
Nah,
the GOAT.
that niggas would never try to
hey,
go.
hey,
Get the movie, go toe
hey,
to toe.
but Aramis, Kareem was a fifth degree black belt,
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
either fifth or third or something. He was a black belt, period. And
yeah.
he went in, and because remember, if somebody trying to imitate karate, you will pull a hamstring or some any old dumb
Something.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, and what CP said was Bruce Lee is a goat for
The
martial
GOAT.
arts. The goat. He was so good that he created his own style of
Yeah.
martial arts.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
The GOAT. It's not even like a conversation around
Shit.
around
Maybe we
around
can
his
watch her
GOAT.
right now.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
Bruce is the GOAT, no conversation behind it. No arguments, no debates, no
Yeah.
nothing.
It ain't nobody. When you talk about karate and kung fu, whatever you want to say, mixed martial arts, he's at the top of the game. Bruce Lee.
Sure.
And Kareem was the only athlete on a basketball level that could cross over to even
Right.
stand in the ring with Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually had a good fight, like, connect the dots. It was good, his length was a problem for Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee had to figure out the length issue.
Yeah. Just like LeBron would have to figure out the angles when they playing 1-on-1.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Sure.
We're gonna pick it back up next Sunday, same time, or are we doing
Same time. That's the
Same
best time,
Let's do
bro.
it.
The best time.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Wilt next week.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do it. We'll do so.
We'll show some more love to Wilt. We'll
So,
definitely show some more
this
love to
one,
Wilt.
so this one was about Kareem. Next Sunday we're gonna do it. So guys, 2 announcements. No, 3 announcements. So far before we even end off. First one, I appreciate you guys for taking the time to view my view my podcast channel, Basketball Truth for Knowledge. I like I said at the beginning of the video, you guys gave me right now we're at 27 views on that first welcome back video that we just did with my co-host on Kermon. I appreciate you guys for doing that.
Hey, Amos, make sure you tag me and CP, because then that way me and CP can put it in our Facebook and then share with our friends, and then make sure we ask to try to get more traction.
I will do that.
But when you edit up this one and you put it out, make sure you send it to us so we can put it out. CP, we both put it out. I'm sure we can get that number up. Maybe we set a goal to say we can see if we can get the views up to 100.
Let's do that. Yeah.
But
100 times.
I'll definitely see what I can do. I'll put our Facebooks, social medias and descriptions so that you guys can, reach out to us. If you guys got any questions regarding these videos going to season 2, this is episode 2 of season 2 of the Basketball Truth for Knowledge podcast. Second one, we will. The NBA will be starting on October 21st on a Tuesday. So we will be getting into that.
I got something to say about that one, because I saw some footage of my boy Wambi in the gym with Akeem learning the dream shape.
I seen that too.
Yo, he was in
that.
Yo, Kareem, Akeem was working with him, bro. I saw you saw it, Aramis.
I seen that shit. I'm like, oh hell no! Here come the alien.
That
come the alien. You feel me?
What?
Oh my god, man! But yeah, so more content, more episodes are going to be big and spectacular going in on the season opening. We got 4 teams going at it. The third one is I do have the NBA format. Situation going on.
When the season start, Amos? When we starting the league? We starting up. When we doing the league that we drafted for the NBA league fantasy?
We already did the already.
Yeah. So when we start? When we actually starting the games?
The first day of
Okay. When the season start? Okay.
When the season started. That's when that's when everything,
Okay, good. All right, good. Thanks to ACP. I'ma definitely beat you up off all month.
I don't know about that, man. Listen, I won last year, all right?
Hey, I gotta get in there and see what my team look like, so I can go in there and start coaching. Right. I gotta start coaching now. Man,
you gotta do your little coaching.
Yeah, I gotta start coaching up now.
Do a little song.
I haven't a chance.
Last year.
Aaron, you got to send us the instructions so I can make sure I know how to get in there and all that stuff. The CP may know. I don't know how to get. I got to get all that up, that stuff on it.
I will, man. I will get you. I will get you right. Don't worry. But I
Okay.
got you. 100% got you.
Yes. And how many teams we got in the league in the fantasy league?
The one in mine's here. I got you.
I think we got what? At least we got 7 or 8 teams. I think.
Let's go to matchups. Let's go to the league. Hold on. We got 6 people right now.
6 people. Okay, that's what's up. And then we can name our teams and all that, bro. Name the team, all that.
Yep. CP. You can edit. You can edit your logo, your team name. You can do all that other stuff. But so those are the 3 announcements so far. I will put I'll put our social medias in the description so that you guys can reach out to us, and then we are back into making clips. I will make those clips, and then I will post those shorts on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you have TikTok, follow me on Bachelor for Knowledge on TikTok. All my clips are there. Feel free to check those out. You know, if you have questions, I'll be on TikTok live tomorrow. You know, to chat with the fans live a little bit. You know, just get y'all insights on what y'all felt about the show. Other than that, you guys got anything you want to say before we close out?
No, man. Good show. Shoot, looking forward to next week. We'll show a little bit more love to Wilt, and we just keep revving it up, I guess, for upcoming season.
Up, Tennessee. Yes, sir. Hey, listen, great show. Again, for all our people watching today, this is why we love the Basketball Truth and Knowledge, because we try to make sure we share information on both platforms, because, it keeps me abreast as an old school and new school guard, so it keeps me up, like KD signed for $90 million. I didn't know he signed for $90 million. So again, this is why we have the podcast, so we can keep information at the top, at the highest level, and share accolades at the highest level, so we can pay homage to the ones that was past and present and to play the game.
Right.
All right, guys. If you have made it to the end of this video, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you put on post notifications. Make sure you subscribe so that when you get live recording, you can be able to go watch and sit, grab some food, some popcorn, with some water, and just sit down and relax and watch it. And then make sure to share my podcast to all your friends, co-workers, family, whoever is interested in basketball. Make sure you share that around the world to whoever, so we can get this channel growing. Right now we're at 26 subscribers. We can get those numbers rolling. So, just show some love. That's all we want, to show some love. And then we talk nothing about the truth on this joint. But with all being said, this has been the Basketball Truth for Knowledge. I'm your co-host, Aramis.
Ray Daniels.
CP.
And we out. Have a blissful Sunday. God bless y'all. And we will see y'all next Sunday. We out this piece.
All right, peace. CP, I hit you up later.
All right, bro.